allow your divinity to lead the way. We are Shaltazar, the Gavish Baninu, the energy of 33, the Master Teacher, and we have come forth at this time to bring you divine wisdom. And so it is, no more and no less. Take a deep breath. Let go of what you think you are. Let go of the mind. Come home for a moment. All you have to do is just remember. Don't worry, you will go back to who you think you are. Your journey on planet Earth is not yet complete. But in this moment, we wish to speak to that part of you that is us. There is much turmoil on your planet, the place of free choice, and as we have told you before, it might even intensify. So coming home for a moment, remembering who you truly are and why you chose the human sojourn you are in, can allow you to rest from the storm. It is important, very important, to rise above the duality, the swing of the pendulum, every once in a while. Yes, rest from the storm, the trials and tribulations that most of you are facing. For when you are rested and refreshed, you will see what is going on around you in a different light, from a different perspective. What is happening is not bad. It is, on the contrary, a great opportunity. But in order for you and all the other inhabitants of your beautiful planet to take advantage of this great chance, you will have to see in a different way. Yes, see it through different lenses. That is why we have invited you to join us for a moment in the higher realms. That is why we invite you to remember who you truly are. Begin to see all that is going on in your world from the divine perspective. Take advantage of this great opportunity. For as we have told you, it is the time of great potential for change. We have told you that major change will occur, but what that change will be is up to the collective consciousness. So now that you have rested for a moment, now that you have briefly remembered who you truly are, we ask you, how do you want to change your planet? The status quo is not an option. Many of you have been doing much work to awaken and become more conscious, and hopefully that work has helped you live in greater peace, contentment, and harmony. But now is the time for you to move beyond just changing you. Yes, now is the time to stand up and change your world. And we hear you say, but how can I, just one individual, change the entire world? That is why we invited you to join us on high. That is why we pulled back the veil, so you could remember who you truly are for a brief moment. It is time to allow your divinity to shine through your humanness. It is time to stop playing small. You are greater than the single human that lives within your body. It is time to let go of the self-limiting beliefs you were taught. It is time to connect with the great power and love that is within you. For you see, if you truly want to change the human model that has existed on your planet for thousands of years, you will have to let go of the old ways of how you think the world works. It is time, if you choose, to tip the balance. It is time, if you choose, to change the paradigm. Or as is the case in the duality of planet Earth, all inhabitants have a human aspect as well as a divine aspect. The reason we ask you to join us for a moment was so you could remember that divine part of you. Many of you have learned to get glimpses of your divinity. You have learned to visit that aspect of you on occasion. But now we are suggesting something different. Yes, very different. So different it has never occurred in your human history. What we are suggesting is to allow your divinity to lead the way, to allow your humanness to take a step back, to no longer be in charge. We say this has never been done in human history, but let us clarify. There have been those humans who have come forth through the ages that have been able to allow their divinity to lead the way. We believe you referred to them as the masters, some of which have become the cornerstones or foundations of what you refer to as your religions. But what we are suggesting is different. We are suggesting that the potential is here for the many to lead with their divine aspect. Will it take courage? Yes. Will it take determination? Yes. Will it take discipline? Yes. But the potential exists. We have told you that the Source has changed the vibration of your planet in such a way that it is easier to connect with the higher realms. All you need do is look around, and you will see more and more people connecting with their higher selves, with the invisible world. Look around and notice how many people are connecting to their sixth sense. Why do you think that is? Because the Source has decreed it. The Source has allowed the potential of the many to connect to the higher realms, not just the few, as in times past on your planet. More people are taking advantage of the energy shift on your planet to connect in a stronger way to the invisible world. But the question is, what comes next? What will your world do with this new ability to reach beyond the human world? Will you just choose to visit the higher realms, to just rest from the storm that is occurring on your planet? Or will you use this newfound gift, this new power, to change the paradigm of how your world operates? Will you use this new power to change the rules of the game, so to speak? Imagine for a moment what your world would be like if divinity was in charge. How would things be different? Would you come more from love instead of fear? Would you come more from unity instead of separation? It would require much change. Change in how people treat people. Change in how institutions like government and education operate. It would require a new way of handling the many different beliefs, religions, languages, and countries that exist in your world. Of course, what we are saying is mind-boggling and very confusing to you at this time, but that is because you see life from the perspective of your humanness. You see life through the lenses of being merely a human. But what if you are able to see life through the lenses of your divinity? Of course, you would not be able to see the world as Source does. No, because the Source sees only unity and oneness. You will still live in the duality. You will still have your humanness. It just won't be leading the way. You will still live in the place of polarities. The only thing that will change is how you see the duality when you begin to look at it through the lenses of your divinity. You will still have love and hate on your planet, but instead of having more hate, as is the case now, you will have more love. You will still have fear, but there would be more love than fear. The duality would shift. It would still exist, but there would be more light and less darkness. Can you imagine such a world? Would you like to live in that world? If so, then begin to create it. You have the ability to connect in a stronger way to your divinity. Now just allow it to lead the way. It starts with you. Ask yourself, how would your divinity see this situation? How would your divinity handle this situation? How would your divinity respond to all that comes your way? What would your divinity say, do, and think about what is going on in the world today? Continue to ask these questions as you move forward with your life experiences. Become more aware of when you are coming from your humanness instead of your divinity, and begin to shift where you choose to come from more of the time. Remember, the collective consciousness is made up of millions, billions of individuals like you, making choices each and every moment. Can you imagine what it would be like if more choices were being made from divinity instead of humanness? You have the power to change your human world. Don't sit back and hope others will do it for you, because if you do, they may make a different choice than you would have. Yes, a choice that would see more hatred, more separation, more fear, more suppression, and more darkness. You have already witnessed many examples of this happening. Yes, the difficult times, the wars, the persecution, the natural disasters are inspiring some of you to stand tall, to aid, to help, to have compassion. But more is required if you want to prevent your world from becoming darker. If it is light you choose, then stand up and be counted. Stand up and use your strength and connection to the divine to lead you and help you bring more light into your world. The choice is yours, but if you stand back and let others make that choice, you may not like the results. We bring you this message from a place of love. We are here with you now and forever.